So what I wanted to show here is how to use that drawing app on the on Mastering Chemistry. And let me get back to it's the introduction. It's that introduction assignment. There we go. So it's the first Wednesday of the semester, and if you click on this one, and notice when you mouse over these things, it gives you some information. Notice this one is optional, no extra credit for this one particular assignment. All the other Wednesday assignments should be, yeah, all of these are extra credits. Anyway, let's go in here, and I want to show you the two different drawing apps that Mastering Chemistry has done. Yeah, okay, so what it wants me to do in this first assignment is to redraw the structure. And one thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to make it look exactly like this, okay? Meaning that the double bond on this side, single bond here, oxygen, single bond hydrogen on this side. As long as the atoms are connected together in this fashion, okay, that's what matters. And you'll see as I construct this little molecule here. Something else to keep in mind is that there are actually two different apps that Mastering Chemistry uses. One is to draw Lewis structures, like we see here. Notice this has sort of the darker band at the top. And then lower down here, drawing organic compounds, it's a different app, okay? There's no dark band. It's this Marvin.js. Notice that up here there's no Marvin.js. Okay, you handle it two different ways. All right. For this Lewis structure app, let's get into it. We need a carbon in the middle. And I just want to point out something to you and really let me hide that top band so I can see more of the screen. These different bonds here and then the different atoms here. Notice that like I can have a carbon sitting there selected, and if I go and then change it to another atom, nothing happens. Well, something happens. I just change it to a different atom. I don't actually make any bonds to it. Let me change it back to carbon. If I want to add a carbon bond, then I actually select both, the single bond and the carbon. And now if I click on the carbon, it's going to produce a carbon-carbon bond. Now, yes, if you're paying attention, there are no carbon-carbon bonds there. So what I would want to do here is then fix that. And the way I would fix that is unselect the bond, and then it allows me to change the atom to the proper one that I want. Now, in this particular structure, there are two oxygens bonded to that carbon. So what I'm going to do is use the oxygen selected down there, and now reselect the bond. And if I click on that carbon again, it gives me a carbon-carbon bond. And then lastly, I need a carbon-hydrogen bond. Okay. Now again, these two structures look much different from each other. One, this isn't quite finished yet, but I'm just talking about, just how this has that classic trigonal planar geometry around the carbon. This one doesn't quite have that. That's okay. As long as the bonding patterns are the same, it will count it correct. You'll see that in a minute. Now, one other thing that I need to add here is a double bond to one of the oxygens. And it does not matter which oxygen I choose here. I'll just choose that one, okay? Now, since I already have one bond there, I can click on it once and give me a double bond, okay? Now, it's wanting the lone pair electrons and the charges and the sodium as well. Now, those features are, you got to go digging a little bit more. And let's see, actually, in this app, it's just shown on the lower part of the menu there. I need three, the oxygen that has a single carbon-oxygen bond has three pairs, and then the double bonded oxygen has two pairs. Now watch what I do here. I just click twice, get the two, and it doesn't matter if it looks pretty or not. It does not matter that. 3 times, 2, 3, and that gives me 3 sets. It also wants to see a negative charge. There's a negative charge there. And I just I mouse over highlights the atom, and I just click on it. And again, it doesn't have to look great. The computer will recognize what you're trying to get at. And then the last thing is a sodium cation here, right there, with a positive charge. Now, sodium's not in that list here because it's not a really common atom that you see in organic chemistry. So we need to go to more, and that gives me the entire periodic table. Pick the atom I want, in this case sodium, close it, and then, I didn't want to change it, sorry. Now, that's fine, an error, just undo, okay? And I bet my sodium is still selected. Yes, it is, so I can just do that. And then to wrap it up, I'm going to have a sodium cation like that. And again, if you compare the two structures, they are the same in the sense of where the single and double bonds are, how the individual atoms are connected to one another, which one has a positive charge, which ones have a negative charge. It's just that their shape is a lot different. But if I hit submit, notice it does count it as correct, even though it does not look identical to the one. All the bonding is correct. Okay, so that's the one video for drawing the Lewis structures, and I'll have a separate video dealing with the drawing the organic structures.